guys, Blake here with Gadgets and Gear. Today I want to show you my everyday carry backpack, one that I've trusted and used for the past 3 or so years. This is the 511 Rush 24. It's a 2,000 cubic inch, 1,050 denier nylon everyday bag with MOLLE attachments all over it, as you can see. If you guys are looking for the short form of this video, it's a great bag. Go out and buy one. But if you want to get a little bit more technical and find out why this might work for you in your everyday carry or for your outdoor adventuring and that kind of stuff, stay tuned. I'm going to go through all the compartments on the bag and also show you guys how I use it for my everyday carry. So from the perspective of an everyday carry bag, I think this is a great solution for a few reasons that I'll go over. The first of which is it's really durable. The 1,050 denier nylon is super tough. Like I've said, I've carried this with me to and from work every day for the past 3 years or so, and it really isn't any worse for wear. Yeah, sure, there's a little bit of wear around the rough edges, but it's really held up pretty well. And my favorite thing about it, by far, is just how versatile it is. There's a ton of little pockets, and all the pockets have dividers, so it allows you to be really organized with how you set up the bag for your everyday use. Everything can have its place in this bag, and I think that regardless of what you do, what you're into, the preparations that you like to have on a daily basis, I think you can make this work for you because of how it's situated. Now, what I wouldn't recommend using this bag for is extended backpacking. For a day pack, even that, I think it's pushing it a little bit. At 2,000 cubic inches with no waistband, it just doesn't support the load very well once you start packing it down with a lot of heavy equipment. I think to take it back to and from work, or even to walk to work with it, it'd probably be a good fit. If you're going to use it for like a small day hiking backpack, the Rush 12 is probably a better option. I've got one of those as well, and I use that for my day hiking pack. And I'll do a review of that as well. If it's up by the time I put this up, I'll go ahead and put it down in the description for you guys. If not, well, that's on its way. And if you need to see it, then leave me a comment and I'll go ahead and put a priority on it for you. With that all being said, let's go ahead and dive into all the compartments on the backpack, and I'll kind of show you what I mean and how I've laid this out. So, first of all, let's go over the external features of the pack. You can see it is MOLLE webbed all around the pack. That's on the back panels as well as on the side panels. It's got a pretty meaty carry handle up on the top. They say this is rated for like 2,000 pounds or something like that. I'm not going to test them on that, but it seems pretty robust. It's held out really well for me in my use. Also on the top here, you've got these two little Velcro panels, and they've got a little pass-through hole here. So there's a couple things you can use this for. One, it allows you to pass a water bladder from the water bladder containment section here out through the top of the bag, and it can run up through these little loops on your shoulder harness. The other thing they say that it's for is if you have like radio antenna equipment, you can run it through there. I don't know that you'd ever use this as a radio backpack, but if you did, there you go. So much for the better. The entire bag is 1050 denier nylon. It does have what they call a water repellent coating on the inside of the bag. I wouldn't really test that, guys. I've been out in the heavy rain in this, and it starts leaking pretty quickly. I'd say for short stints out in light rains, it works pretty well. It's basically a DWR coating, a durable water resistant coating. So don't expect it to be like super heavy water rain bag. For that, you know, put on a poncho or get a specific backpack cover. I don't know that any are made for this, but you should be able to find a universal one with shock cord that'll fit it. What else externally on the bag? You can see it does have hook and loop for a name patch here and a flag patch or whatever other morale patches you might want to throw on there. It's got a small accessory compartment, two smaller admin compartments up here, a main compartment, two side compartments, and a top glasses compartment. And then on the back side, or the front side, depending on how you're looking at it, this is your water bladder bag. I don't use it for that because I don't trust water bladders. I use this to store documents that I might need, and it holds 8.5 by 11s and keeps them from getting screwed up by shoving them into the main compartment. The shoulder straps are a nice padded material, and they do have this yoke across the top, which 511 say distributes the load better. I don't know if I necessarily believe that or not, but I've been pretty happy with it. I've had no fraying along any of these seams. All the heavy wear seams on the bag are bar tacked according to 511. It's a tank of a bag, guys. So I'm probably not doing it justice on this video, but you're just gonna have to trust me that this is like, all the material's really thick, it's really heavy duty. It's the kind of bag that you could carry every single day and put wear on it and not hurt it. Now that very reason is why you might not want to use it for backpacking use. And that's because, well, the bag in and of itself weighs 3 pounds because of its heavy duty construction. That's up to you in terms of how much weight you want to devote to your gear that you use to carry your gear versus the actual gear itself. So that's an issue that's widely debated. I'm not going to go into that, but just know it's 3 pounds, it's 1050 denier nylon. If you want a lighter weight pack, consider a 500 denier pack. Across the front, it does have a sternum strap, and the sternum strap actually kind of cleverly hooks onto these molly hoops. It works pretty well. Unfortunately, because the molly hoops are, a standard 1 inch apart, the adjustment is kind of immediate, right? So you can't just slide it just a little, like a 1/4 of an inch down to make it more comfortable. You're gonna have to find a general area that it's best for you on. Going back to the back end of the pack, you can see that this is actually, because it's such an old pack compared to the new ones, this has 2 separations at the zippers. The new ones have a single flap that folds over for better rain distribution. Again, it's not really a waterproof material, so I don't think that matters. Anyway, you can see that the zippers are all YKK zips. They're all heavy duty and self-healing, and they really actuate very nicely. Before we go into the bag, again, compartmentally, from the top bottom, we have a glasses zip up on the top. This is a small case, I don't use it for that. But I'll show you what I do use it for. We have your main compartment. We have 2 side compartments. The Rush 12 does not have these side compartments. You've got 2 small admin pouches up at the top here. The Rush 12 has 1, and you have a main admin pouch here at the bottom. So I think that pretty much covers the outside of the bag. All of the zippers have these nice paracord pulls on them with 511's proprietary cord ends. They work really well. Again, had it for 3 years, none of them are fraying, there's no problems. Let's go ahead and dive into the bag, and I'll show you what I have in all the compartments and how I use it for my personal EDC. So again, from the top down, you already saw that I had in the bladder bag, I had some documents, and that's generally what I use that for. In this top zipper case, it's designed to hold like sunglasses, and it is like a soft nylon material, actually more of a polymer, sorry, not polymer, polyester material on the inside. I use it to store some snacks, and I've kind of overloaded the bag for the purposes of this video just to show you what it's capable of holding. Typically I don't have this many on me, but you can see that compartment holds 4 of these. These are delicious, by the way. Oh yeah, protein bars, really good. So that'll hold 4 protein bars, or your pair of glasses, whatever suits you. I like it because if I'm at work, I can just zip that open, grab a snack out really quick. A lot of times you don't have time to grab a proper meal, so that'll have to suffice. Breaking into the main compartment here, again, you can see that I have this kind of overloaded a little bit. I don't typically carry this much, but I want to illustrate to you just how much room you have in here. In the main compartment here, I've got like a little fleece vest. Not the right time of year for that right now, but I could use it for that in colder times. Then I've got my Arc'teryx Gore-Tex hoodie. This is a great piece of kit, by the way, but this is not a video for that. Then in the back here, you can see it has a divider flap. This comes with a piece of shock cord in it that you can cinch down. That promptly failed about 3 or 4 months in. It's shock cord, I'm not gonna blame 511 for that, that happens. You can see it does fit a full 15-inch laptop without any problems at all. That goes in here. Now there's no padding on the bottom of the bag. However, under this compartment, there is access to the bottom of the bag itself. So you can put like a piece of closed cell foam in there at the bottom if you wanted to adapt it to that. It's very well protected on the back because again, you have this hydration pouch, and it's well protected on the front because you've got all kinds of gear that separates it and the outside world. So what you might want to do, if you do plan on carrying a laptop in there, just put a piece of neoprene foam or closed cell foam in there. So that's the main compartment here. Additionally, and again, this is a theme that'll be repeated throughout this video. The reason I like this thing so much is there's so much internal organization. It really allows you to divide up your gear so you're not having to like rifle through it like a purse or something like that. So top compartment here, and you can see these are mesh compartments, so they're breathable and you can kind of see what's inside. I've got a saline solution. This is a nasal spray, but you guys, just so you know, saline solution can also be used to flush out like pretty bad wounds. So it's got a double use there. And if you got the sniffles, that's awesome to have. I've just got a microfiber towel. These are handy to have just for whatever. You'd be surprised how often you use those to clean like camera equipment or glasses if you have them. In this second compartment here, I don't typically carry this with me, but it fits a lifeboat ration inside of these pockets. Again, a lot of this is just to show you what this is capable of holding inside each one of the pouches. So that center pouch can hold a full Daytrex lifeboat ration, no problem. I also have in here my first aid kit. This is a kind of more trauma-focused first aid kit, but you can see I've got non-stick wraps. I've got some anti-diarrheal pills. I've got some earplugs. You never know when you might need those. Some wound seal, Band-Aids, alcohol swabs, and then non-stick dressings. And there's some other good stuff in there as well. Just in a freezer bag. Going into the very bottom section here, you know, when the flow is heavy, you gotta have your maxi pads. But in all seriousness, guys, if you guys don't know this, if you go out to buy sterilized gauze in sealed containers, it's pretty darn expensive. You can buy like the bulk size of the like granny style maxi pads, which are really thick and you know they don't conceal well. But for our purposes, they're wide, they're thick, and they're ultra absorbent. So go get your flow is heavy pads. These are awesome for treating wounds that are really bad. If you've got bleeders on your hands, take one of these, slap it over there, treat it obviously first, or wash it out with your saline. You don't want to use antibacterial in a deep wound. Leave that to the professionals, but if you want to spray it out, put one of these bad boys, get your non-stick dressing, you're good to go. I've also got an eye cup. If I, again, ever needed to wash out my eyes, use your saline solution. You can spray it in this cup it over your eye, and wash whatever is in there out. I've also got some specific eye wash formula. So that pretty much covers the main pouch. You can see, based on what I've got out on the table here, that's a good amount of gear, and we are not done yet, guys. So, I told you guys I don't like using water bladders to store my water, and that's one of my favorite features of this particular bag, is it does have these side admin pouches. These will hold two, I think this is like a 17 ounce, 16.9 fluid ounce water bottles in each pouch. You could alternately hold a big flashlight in here, whatever the hell fits in this pocket. Additionally, there's a smaller pouch at the top here, which you can use to hold things. On this side, I've got the same thing. Two full-size water bottles. And that will move us on to our admin pouches on the outside. These top pouches here are one of my favorite features of the Rush 24 over the Rush 12, and that's because there's a lot more internal organization on these than there is on the smaller bag. So you can see we fold this open. It's got a mesh pouch that you can unzip here. What I have here is a Leatherman bit driver set and a Leatherman bit extension. Then in this pouch here, I've got this is a Phoenix LD10, old school, little light, but it works great. And my Leatherman Wave. Super handy tool, awesome multi-tool. And so you can see this kind of theme I put together. This is the tool pouch, like I like to think. This is the toolbox. Inside I've got the ER and then everything I need to deal with my everyday life. And then this small one here, I like to think of this as like my pharmacy. And you can see how just that schema of organization will help you understand exactly where all your gear is and you can get to it quickly. So in here I've got asthma inhaler. I've got a little pill bottle with aspirin and allergy medication, antihistamine, which is good for allergic reactions of all types, and some Carmex lip balm. Awesome stuff, by the way. Then typically I would have some batteries in here. I don't have any right now. I'm using some to film the video, and some caffeine pills if you need a little pick-me-up. So that is that, and you can see, I should bring this in here. In these outer compartments, you have the mesh pocket, then you have a general storage area, and then there's a back pocket, and this is also lined with that soft material. So if you have any sensitive items that you don't want to get scratched up, you can slip them back here, and they won't be affected by all the stuff in this outer area of the pouch. So that covers almost all. That just leaves you with your big admin pouch. Again, there's some hook and loop on there. It does not come with that flag patch. But if we open this bad boy up, you can see I've got room for 2 more full-size water bottles. This will also, it's designed to hold AR-15 magazines, 30 rounders, and they fit fine. I don't particularly use it for that purpose, but it's handy just to have the slots there anyway. Then you've got a general storage area. I've got some paracord down at the bottom. Never know when it might come in handy. It's then got 2 smaller storage pouches, and these have some Velcro closures on them. I've got some mechanics fast fit gloves in there. Those are pretty small, light, and they work pretty well. Nothing left in there. In here I have just a folded up bandana. Again, something that's just handy to have. You never know when you might need it and doesn't take up a lot of weight. Then I have my container full of lifeboat matches. Pull one of these guys out for you. These are the ones with a ton of the flammable material on them. You can light this in a pouring rain. It's got a striker on the outside. Guys, just so you know, leave your strikers on the outside of your lifeboat match containers. Some of these have a striker up in the top, and from vibration and just running around with the things on you, it can actually light. And if you light all of these lifeboat matches, it's like a grenade going off in your pack. This is O-ring sealed. This is, let me see what this is. UCO Stormproof matches. They're a great brand. Going Gear is a local store to where I live, and they sell them there. It's a great store, by the way. Check out goinggear.com. I've got some Gorilla duct tape, which is like the heaviest duty stinking duct tape on the market. Highly recommended. Wrapped around an old credit card or ID or something. Great way, by the way, guys, to store duct tape and have a little bit on you. It could really save your ass. Then down here, you can see it's got a couple of pouches for pens. I've got some pens in there. Got my County Com Embassy Elite stainless steel pen, which is ungodly heavy, but it's also really cool. I've got a little vial of super glue, and then just a couple of Bic pens. Down in this bottom pouch, you can have something there. I don't have anything right now. It's also got 2 key keepers, and I've just got some carabiners on there because they're handy to have on you. It also has a zippered pouch, which I generally use to hold like electronics connector cables. Right now, I just have a USB mini cable for my cell phone. And I think, guys, I tried to keep that quick for you. I think that is everything. So you can see all of my wares laid out on the table here. All of this goes into this bag, and it does have some room to spare, guys. Especially with the clothing items, those can be compressed down further. You can see that 2,000 cubic inches is a lot of space for everyday carry or for backpacking. And that's why when you get all this stuff together, it starts to add up in weight. And that's why I might suggest a smaller bag like the Rush 12 to use for day hiking activities. That being said, if you're a big tough dude and you can handle the weight of this on your shoulders all day and you don't need a waist strap to put the weight on your hips, well, then that's great. You'll probably love it. Well, guys, this has been Blake from Gadgets and Gear. If you have any questions about the bag, specifications, or how I've liked it over the years, please let me know down in the comments. If you want a review on the Rush 12 against this, let me know as well, and I can put them side by side. Otherwise, this has been Blake with Gadgets and Gear. I appreciate you guys stopping by. See ya. Hey guys, Blake here with Gadgets and Gear. Today I want to show you my everyday carry backpack, one that I've trusted and used for the past 3 or so years. This is the 511 Rush 24. It's a 2,000 cubic inch, 1,050 denier nylon everyday bag with MOLLE attachments all over it, as you can see. If you guys are looking for the short form of this video, it's a great bag. Go out and buy one. But if you want to get a little bit more technical and find out why this might work for you in your everyday carry or for your outdoor adventuring and that kind of stuff, stay tuned. I'm going to go through all the compartments on the bag and also show you guys how I use it for my everyday carry. So from the perspective of an everyday carry bag, I think this is a great solution for a few reasons that I'll go over. The first of which is it's really durable. The 1050 denier nylon is super tough. Like I've said, I've carried this with me to and from work every day for the past 3 years or so, and it really isn't any worse for wear. Yeah, sure, there's a little bit of wear around the rough edges, but it's really held up pretty well. And my favorite thing about it, by far, is just how versatile it is. There's a ton of little pockets, and all the pockets have dividers, so it allows you to be really organized with how you set up the bag for your everyday use. Everything can have its place in this bag, and I think that regardless of what you do, what you're into,